Hey, it's Beata
and Sarah
from Be English Coaching, and welcome to our next video lesson. It's all about British humour part 2. Last lesson we discussed banter, taking the piss, irony, sarcasm and wit. So hopefully you are now aware of all these kind of types of humour.
Yep.
You can spot it, you can understand it, and maybe you have also tried to use it. And this morning, when we met with Sarah, it was very interesting.
Yeah, I sort of stormed into the room.
I asked, "How are you?" and she was like,
Awful!
"I didn't sleep."
Yeah.
And then she asked me how I was, and I was like, "Same, awful. I didn't sleep."
Good start to the day.
And it was really good to laugh. It is essential. It is important. Yeah. But you need to understand it. There are differences, like when you travel to a different country, there is the time difference, and we can say the same about the humor. There is the humor difference. Today, we are going to be looking at self-deprecation.
Yep.
Understatement.
Yeah. Satire.
Yes, satire.
Puns.
Puns. One more.
Is it? Oh.
Self-deprecation, understatement,
Black humour. Black humour. Yeah, got it.
And black humour. Last lesson we did wit, and Sarah came with another example which I loved and really fits with today's theme. Tell us this story with Winston Churchill.
Yes. Whether it's true or not, I don't know, but he did like his drink. And one day in the House of Commons, a female MP, and there weren't many in those days, and they weren't very popular, said to him, "You, sir, are drunk." So he turned around and said to her, "Madam, in the morning, I'll..." Oh, this again. Can we do this again? Can we do this again? I've got to get the punchline right.
It's
Stop
okay.
it.
No, it's okay.
She said... I hate people that get the punchline wrong. It's so annoying. Right. Okay, Winston Churchill, in the war, in the House of Commons, was a bit fond of his drink, and a female MP, and there weren't very many, in fact I think there was only about 2, and nobody liked them, went up to him and said, "Sir, you are drunk." And he turned round and said, "Madam, you are ugly, but in the morning I'll be sober."
You did it.
I did it. Nobody did it.
You said it.
I did it.
Okay, good. And that story
Yes.
links nicely with our first type of humor, which is self-deprecation.
Yeah.
And we've got a joke that illustrates this kind of type of humor, and it goes like this: "You're gonna hate yourself in the morning if you stay up late."
Joke's on you. I'm going to hate myself in the morning no matter what.
Oh, what is self-deprecation? Is being self-critical.
Modest.
The British people, they don't like, or they don't want to be seen as arrogant, big-headed, boasting. Yes, you don't want to blow your own trumpet.
No.
You want
Someone to blow your trumpet for you.
The British, they don't like to show off. They don't want to parade your achievements.
No, you put yourself down so that they can't, in a way. If you know what I mean. Yeah.
And could you please give us an example to illustrate this?
A little girl, 12, and there was a cross-country race, and she said to her daddy, "I really don't want to do this." And he said, "Well, you know, just stay around the middle." They won't. So anyway, the race started. Before she knew it, she was getting up near the front, and there was 200 children all running, and she actually came 9th out of 200.
Wow.
And her father said, "Well, why did you do that?" And she said, "Well, I seemed to be winning, and so I just thought, well, I might as well go." She didn't say for 1 minute she wanted to win. She just said it sort of happened by accident.
Yes.
And that's self-deprecation.
If you want to be more British, remember to be modest.
Yeah.
And don't boast.
Boast. Yeah. You'd say, "Yes, I passed that exam." Then the person you're talking to would say, "How did you do?" And you say, "Well, actually, I got distinction." But you don't say, "I got distinction in my exam."
That's nice. That's lovely. Humor number 2. Understatement.
Yep.
What is it?
An understatement is very British. For instance, when you're in the middle of a hurricane, you say, a bit windy out there. Or you come in from a snowstorm and go, bit chilly.
You also say it with a very serious face.
Yeah, deadpan.
So if you are saying something with a very serious face, you are joking. You mean it in a funny way.
Yep.
Humour number 3.
Satire.
It involves biting humour to criticize authority.
Yep.
So politicians,
institutions with power. Quite common nowadays, the royal family.
Yes, it is.
It is intended to make you laugh at pompous people and probably people you don't like in power.
And where do we see it? Where can we?
Very on television, you'll see impersonators, people who pretend to be, whatever. They always make a joke about Boris or whoever. Cartoons in newspapers are political satire.
Now we live in a global world. If you would like to experience satire,
yeah,
you can watch 2 programs.
Yeah.
The first one is my favorite, Mock the Week.
Mine is Have I Got News for You, which is definitely political. And there's a magazine called Private Eye.
Yeah, so
which I would recommend. Yeah.
Perfect. I think we need to mention this, that satire is common. It is
we are
visible.
More likely to satirize royal family, our politicians, anyone in authority than any other country, I think.
It is true.
Yeah, but sometimes quite cruel.
It can be cruel.
Yeah, it can be cruel.
Yes, and sometimes even I can see it as harsh.
Yeah, when there's an actress pretending to be the queen, and that's a little. She's 90. Come on.
Yeah.
But we do it. We take the piss out of anyone.
And yes, it is what makes you British.
Yeah, it stops people getting hurt.
Yeah. And this is going to be interesting. Number 4.
Black humour. Which one do you want me to tell?
Both.
Okay, all right, okay.
And Sarah has got 2 stories from her own life.
Yeah, but I should just say, I should warn you that these are very black. So please don't take offence if I've offended anybody. I don't mean it.
How is black humour perceived? Do people get it? Can people get offended? I think we need to say that with black humour, you need to judge the situation and the company.
Yeah.
So you need to be very careful when to use it, with who, to what extent.
Yeah.
You definitely need to be kind of...
aware that some people might not like it, I suppose. I don't know.
So your 2 amazing stories.
Okay. All right. First one. Watch out. I was with some friends, some very close friends, so we all knew each other. And someone said, oh dear, poor John Smith. He's got Alzheimer's, he's got dementia. It's terrible. And he's had such a rough life. His wife was run over and his daughter drowned and his son was shot or something. It's been awful. And there was a pause and I looked at my friend and I could see what she was going to say. So I said it for her. I said, well, at least you won't remember. The other one was, I was in the car with my son. I said to my son as we were driving along, I said, look, I should just tell you, I've got this form from the solicitor that I have signed that when I don't know anyone and I can't be fed anymore. Basically, when you're tied up to machines and they're the only things keeping you alive, that I give permission to my children to come and turn the machines off. And he said, don't worry about that, Mum. You'll be sitting up in bed drinking a cup of tea and we'll come in and kick the plug out. And he and I absolutely collapsed with laughter. I mean, he was laughing. I was laughing at myself. And he could say that to me because it was a safe place. And it's an example of very black humour done between family members. So it was safe, but that's black humour.
It's good to know that there is this kind of humour.
But you can find humour in anything.
Exactly. I mean, we should find humour.
Quite.
Otherwise, we'll just...
Yeah. If you can't laugh about everything, then you give up.
Yes. Number 5.
Puns.
The last one. And again, Sarah has got absolutely amazing example. So what are puns? No, pun is a play on words.
Okay.
For someone who is learning the language, to find humour through the use of puns,
Tricky.
it is tricky, but it can definitely help you with vocabulary, with understanding, with spotting the differences between similar sounding words. And to illustrate what we have just said.
Yep. I would just add that Shakespeare was very fond of puns. They loved puns in the 16th, 17th centuries. And that is how we know how he pronounced what he wrote, by the fact that the puns work if you pronounce that word in a certain way.
Oh.
Right. There are two English comedians who aren't on television anymore, called the Two Ronnies. And one of them is behind a counter in a sort of ironmonger's shop, which is a shop that has spades and screwdrivers and nails and so on. And the other chap comes up to the counter and goes, right, 4 candles. And I did that in an accent. And the chap behind the counter goes away and he comes back with fork handles. Okay, the kind of forks that you dig in the ground.
No, he comes back with 4 candles.
No, well, it doesn't really matter. Fork.
See, you need to understand English.
Fork handles. And the chap said, no, 4 candles. Because in English, if you say 4 candles, it could be either or. And that's a pun because it's the same word, the same sound, meaning 2 completely different things.
We have discussed 10 types of humor. And I think you can see now that English people, these friends, they laugh at themselves. They try to find humor in every situation, which is amazing. They use sarcasm as a shield and as a weapon.
Yeah.
I like that. They take the piss out of people they like or dislike.
Yeah. We take the piss out of them to their face if we like them, behind their back if we don't. Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think we need to mention that there are things that you should not joke about. It is rude to mock people's background, ethnicity, religion, body shape, disabilities, all the other things. Feel free to use your humor. Feel free to laugh, spot it, understand it, use it. When you can use humor in your English or in the language you are learning, that is a sign that you are a fluent speaker. If you can joke. So hope you have found this lesson enjoyable.
We have.
Like it, share it and subscribe. Please feel free to comment. What do you think about this? Do you agree with what we have discussed? What is your experience?
And if there's anything that you have noticed while in this country that you would like us to do and explain to you or go into in some depth, please let us know.
Yes. So we hope that humor will be a part of your everyday life. And then you will be able to laugh at yourself because it's just healthy and it helps and it makes a massive difference to our lives. So thank you for watching. Bye.
Bye-bye.